Hi guys, welcome to another Marine Reefs video. Today we're going to be doing a very important video for you guys and myself. I'm talking about quarantining. Quarantining is one of those things where a lot of us don't do it, but we really should be. We put our brand new fish in our new system straight away. They could be carrying anything. We get tank wipeouts, we get loads of other things going in the tank that we do not want. So this is an extremely important video for me to share with you guys. I'll show you what I'm going to be using. Everyone thinks quarantining is expensive. That is one of the excuses, I would say, that we use to kind of say that's why we're not doing it. I'm going to be using one of these. I picked this up in my local supermarket and I saw it on the shelf and I thought, do you know what? I don't need to buy a tank. That is perfect. That's 48 litres. This was like $12.99. Okay, so we don't need to go and buy a new tank. That's the tank right there. Other things we're going to use. You need a filter. So I'm just going to be using one of these. So this is from All Pond Solutions. This is just a hang on the back filter. Okay, so nice and cheap. I think this was about 12 or 14 pounds itself. So again, it's quite cheap to get. Next thing you need, a very simple heater. Okay, so this is just a Interpet heater. You've got the temperature gauge on the side of it, which is there. Again, not expensive at all. That's another 12 pounds. There you go. Just going to show you what I'm going to be using, but some people want to use a small wave maker in there. The pump itself will give me enough flow as it is. This is just going to be a little air pump with an air stone. So that's just going to give me enough oxygen in the water just to make sure the water is nice and oxygenated for the fish. So again, that was picked up on Amazon. I will put all the links below on any of these. These are pretty handy as well. So these are ammonia alerts, and there's also a pH alert in there as well. So these just simply stick on the front, so I'll be able to tell if my pH is where I want it to be, and also if there's any ammonia in the water. So again, really handy, not expensive at all. This one is quite important. I haven't even got this out of the pack yet, but this is a little FLUVAL temperature gauge. It's a digital one. I'm just going to literally sit that on the top of the tank so I can tell what the temperature is. Easy as that. There's treatments and other bits and pieces as well. So these are some of the most common ones. So you've got cupramine. This one is cuprazine. So these treat various different elements, different diseases and things like that. I only treat once I see a problem. I don't go to the doctor and say there's something wrong with me and he gives me loads and loads of different stuff. I'm going to treat it when I see there's an issue with that particular thing. If there's nothing wrong with them, I'm going to quarantine for at least 14 days. That is the bare minimum that I would say that you want to quarantine your new fish. 30 days would be ideal. You're just really giving yourself the best chances for long-term stability and success really going forward. Food, so I am going to be feeding this. So this is freeze-dried calinus. This is just simply going to be mixed with some amino omega. This is from Brightwell. So I'm going to be using this just to put on the food. That's really going to fill the fish's guts with good stuff and really make sure they are completely and utterly healthy. Get them a bit of fat in there as well, possibly. That's there. I won't just be quarantining fish. If I do get any new corals, I will also quarantine them. It's a good idea to quarantine absolutely everything that you want to put in your new tank. That's corals, fish, invertebrates, anything, because parasites can be on the shells of new cleanup crew. They can be on the, they can be carried in through anything really, guys. So this is what I will use for my corals when I get them. So this is just Reef Primer, which is from Polyp Lab. Really, really great product. And again, that's just kind of giving you the best chance that you can possibly get to make sure that everything going in your new system's healthy. If you do get a little frag in from wherever it's from, if the frag plug can be taken off, usually just use some little clippers and get the frag plug off, put a new one on there. That again eliminates a lot of problems, because there's a lot of parasites that can even come in on a simple thing as a frag. Now, even when you get a quarantine system, you fill it up. I'm going to put some tank water in here just to give it the best chance possible, so it's not completely fresh water. What I will be doing though is I will be putting some of this in there. This is just something which I've got in the cupboard. This is just to seed it with good bacteria. That will just get the system all started, so it's safe to add the fish straight away. You can use also, really recommend it, because this is what I used on the Marine Reefs aquarium. I used the Fritz Zyme 9. That is an absolutely brilliant product to start with, or any startup bacteria. That will just get your system completely set up and started, so you can put your fish in there and start seeing what's going on. I'm also going to be putting on this. Seems a bit overkill, but I'm not using my max spec light at the minute, so this will actually be used to light this quarantine system. A lot of people say you do not need a light on a quarantine system. That is absolutely true. The fish don't need it, really. The system doesn't need it, but what I want to do is see what is going on with my new fish. Okay, so if I haven't got a light on there, it's a bit dark, I can't really see what's happening. So I'm putting a light on it purely for the fact I want to see the fish, I want to monitor them, and I want to see what is happening with them. If there's any treatments I think that I may need to give them or pop in the water, I'll be able to see it a lot more clearly if I've got it lit up. If you're quarantining any wrasses, then you do not put sand in your aquariums. Wrasses like to dive into the sand when they sleep and things like that. You do not need to have sand in your aquarium, and do not put any live rock into this either. Okay guys, so this is my new quarantine tank all ready and kind of set up. We just need a bit of water in there and then we're good to go. But here we go. So we've got that's your ammonia alert, which is there. So it's a good idea just to keep an eye on that. I've got the temperature gauge here, so obviously there's no water in it in a minute, but this will just keep me up to date with what my temperature is. So really easy to understand what we're doing straight away, which is always on the front. If I go up over the top, so you'll see I've put some rocks in here. Now you don't have to use rocks, you can use pipes, little bits of piping for your tank, just something so it gives the fish a bit of interest, somewhere to hide. I've got the max spec bio block in there, so that's my biological filtration. I've got the mechanical filtration, which is the hang on the back pump from All Pond Solutions. So that will just do that. Inside the back, you've actually got, try not to break this now. Yeah, I'm breaking it. Right, so in there, you've got a few sponges, carbon filters as well. So that will just filter anything out that you don't want in there. It's a good idea to change these as often as you can, purely because this will collect all the waste. However, that's still sat in the water. Okay, so that's still doing its thing. So if you take that out, clean it, pop it back, that gets rid of that waste completely out of your system. Okay, so clean your filters as often as you can. I'll fix that back on in a minute. My light is a bit overkill, but that is the max spec LED light. So that's just my A spare light. You don't have to use this. This is obviously over the top for this system. It's just a spare light which I have. If you do have like a simple little LED light, just anything, so you can see what is going on with your fish in your new quarantine system. That is it. You don't need anything fancy. This is pretty inexpensive. Take the light out of the equation. It's pretty inexpensive, really. Bit of piping in there instead of rocks. I've just fancied this one up a little bit. A few little gauges just to see what's going on. I'm going to be seeding it, as I say, when we get the water in, so we're going to be using this. That's just some live bacteria to get it all kicked off and started. And then feeding wise, we are going to be using freeze-dried calanus, which is there. When I'm feeding this, I'm going to be putting some of this on it. So this is really just to load the fish's guts absolutely with good stuff. So they're really, really healthy. I've got a few treatments if needed. So we've got these ones here. So you've got cupramine. So that is all there. So that is for marine or fresh water actually. So we can use that. That's it's basically copper treatment, isn't it? So that will kill off any white spot if it's present. And then over here we've got this one. So this is cuprazine, and this is for things like fungus as well, and obviously white spot as well. So that's there. This is reef primer, so this is for any new corals that I get into my, which I want to put in my system. That will just also treat those to make sure they are absolutely 100% before I put them in my new aquarium. What I do recommend to do as well, so I will be keeping my new fish in here for about 30 days actually, so that will keep them and make sure they're nice and healthy before they go in the new system, because the last thing I want to do is put unhealthy fish in there. Do always be careful when you are buying your fish, make sure they look healthy anyway, but by doing a quarantine system you are really guaranteeing your success for the future. A few of the bits I didn't show you. So down the back there you have got your got the heater, so I'm going to set that I think 24 or 25 degrees. And then you've got here, so we've got one in the back corner on both. Those are little air pumps, so that will just oxygenate the water, make sure there's enough oxygen in there for the fish. And the pump, actually, the filtration here should actually give me enough water movement anyway, as well as these pumps, so that will be enough for this little system. Well, that's it guys, that is just a quick video on quarantining. I'm sure you absolutely agree it is well worth doing. This will guarantee our success going forward. You've got very, very little chance of introducing anything you don't want into the system as long as you are doing this. Please share this video out there. It's the most common problem and most common mistake that we all make with our new systems. Do share the video, make sure it gets out as far and wide as we possibly can. It is not expensive guys, it is really simple to do. Few products just to guarantee any issues if we do arise, and that's it, that is it. So please quarantine all your fish. I will be doing so for my aquarium, and yeah, that is it. We will see you all soon guys. Please take care of yourselves, stay safe, and do like the video if you like it. Do so, hit that subscribe button please, it really does help. Makes me able to bring you more videos just like this one, and we'll see you all soon.